really stronger in just like a pound-for-pound matchup, but you just need to land the E. And then
Two European casters on.
Yes. A bit of an odd thematic choice here as Radier is going to run straight for the front.
Celebrity.
Face checking.
Here we go.
Autos. Oh, he puts the exhaust on early. No ignite spent, but he's going to use it now. Celebrity has to rend early. There's the counter exhaust. Celebrity's going to have to back after that.
So that was smart from Celebrity. Held onto the exhaust until his had ran out. He wanted to see whether or not Radier was going to go for the all-in. And once he realized, yes, Radier's coming for me, he then used his exhaust, bought him enough time to disengage, so now he can go back to base with a summoner spell advantage.
Remember, the key for OPL right now is they need to win 3 out of 5. They just need to win this entire thing. It doesn't matter about the timing so much because they would have the winning head-to-head. However, for Team Fire, for SCA, they need to not only win, but they need to do it very fast or win very convincingly. So
win all
they cannot
5
afford,
games. Yeah.
at least 4. They cannot afford to take their time with this one. So Celebrity is already going to be pushed a little bit further back, but he does have that ignite advantage.
Now, I'm curious as to the maxing order that Celebrity is going to go for. Will he take a couple early points in his W, or will he just go straight for the QE sort of max? Because you have to remember that you cannot proc the second mark of the W without a teammate. So you only really have 2 abilities that you can take full advantage of, Fire.
Yeah, and you can't even use all your item slots, but I don't think we'll get to that point, fortunately.
Well, we'll have to wait and find out. Is the initial harassment coming out from Celebrity, level 2.
He's getting quite a
Ignite.
few spears stacked in there. He's just got to close that distance, but there's no flash. He's just going to have to rend. That's going to be Radier backing off, and now the advantage is Callistus.
Great start for Celebrity. You can see the 2 teams. OPL already feeling the pressure, but still, Radier. Oh, he decided not to go back. Needs to pick up this very important farm, and this is actually great for him. Remember the turret damage, that always catches me off guard.
Miss those minions, though.
Yeah, it's very harsh when you get shoved underneath your turret. It can be so devastating.
He's low. If Celebrity, well, he's low as well, but if Celebrity gets the jump on him around the side, lands a couple of stacks, and then is able to all-in him, now that is a timely spawn of the health relic.
Level 3 now for both AD carries. Radier looking to posture aggressively. Look at the mana pull for Celebrity.
Okay, not a whole lot left in the tank there, but Celebrity's going to run forward, hit the rend. Last second, he needs some mana, and he's going to walk back towards the health relic. Raider's still playing with fire here.
He certainly is, but he's mindful of the fact that his summoner spells will come up before Celebrity as well. So he's just playing around the fact that, hey, I know you're going to have exhaust the same time as me, so you're not likely to hard commit and until my summoner spells are up, right?
Right,
so,
and they're keeping themselves within striking distance in the CS, so you just kind of sit in this holding pattern until you have your summoner spells available. Celebrity can't take advantage of that window, and he'll be able to keep on pushing. It's kind of the same thing we saw in your 1v1.
So, so for those interested in the expertise of the 1 versus 1, Radier has decided to put 2 points in his Q and only 1 point in the E so far. Celebrity looks like he's actually just maxing out the Rem. But now, yeah, so he's only taking points in his Q and in his E, so there's no point taking the W. You can't get that much effectiveness out of it. And you can see Radier feeling like, hang on a second, this is all screwed up. Why does the tower do more damage? But it looks like he's getting the feel of it now. Yeah,
it takes a little while to get used to, but even though Radier had given up a bit of farm, he's still only 2 down, and as Celebrity backs, you see he does the very conventional strategy of picking up as many swords as he can buy.
That's what you want to do. Ooh, interesting that Radier has actually decided to go for a bit of cloth armor.
Well, this is part of the advantage of Urgot. He can be a little bit tankier. He hasn't actually now he has put a point into his Terra Capacitor, so he'll have a little bit extra shield. Obviously, it scales more off mana, but you add a little bit of armor in the mix, and it's hard to calculate exactly how much Celebrity needs to all-in.
It also makes sense to put points in it as well, because while you've got the shield on, your Qs also apply a slow too, so you get that extra bit of CC. It makes it easier to do even more damage, so stacking that up, putting an extra point in that, will give you a slightly less damage than the Callista, simply because she's got more points in her damaging abilities. But overall, it does benefit Urgot's entire trade path.
Yeah, but you just keep an eye out for the Noxine Corrosive Charge. If he's able to land it on Celebrity, just like that, he can start to fire a couple of unlock hits, and it even makes it easier to farm a little bit. So Celebrity's going to have to be really quick on the footwork, try and dodge around, but you can see neither of them are super interested in all-inning yet, despite the fact that they do have both of their summoner spells available, waiting for that level 6, at least for Radier.
I mean, the problem for Radier right now is that his mana pool is actually very small, and he's only level 5, hasn't actually taken any additional AD items other than the Doran's Blade, which means that his Q actually doesn't even do that much damage for the time being. And with Celebrity sitting in the farm lead, he's feeling pretty comfortable for now.
Yeah, Celebrity's able to just keep farming it up. It's only 3 CS, but that can mean the difference at the end of the day. Radier, intense concentration on his face. Same for Celebrity. It's all on the line here for both these teams. They need victories to push themselves ahead.
I gotta say, Rusty was not kidding when you look at Radia's posture. That is one keen and focused man. I mean, look, he's...
That is how you play video games. I mean, that is a healthy way to do it.
I mean, I'm always slouching. I'm basically, my entire body's over the screen. But, like, that is some pristine posture right there.
Very good example of the proper thing to do. And, well, Raider's going to have to back off. Still 3 CS down. Let's see what he picks up. I would like to see a little bit of mana, at least mana regeneration, but he's not going to get the chance yet. He's been stopped by Celebrity.
This is the problem. He's been taking a lot of poke from the Ren stacks that Celebrity's been doing a great job of stacking. Raider, you need to be careful.
That was a greedy back. He needed to step way behind this turret way earlier, and now look at how much CS he's going to lose over this.
I mean, he might just stick around to pick up the farm. No, he's going to commit. He's going to go back, pick himself up that Glacial Shroud.
There we go. So that's going to give him the extra mana and a little bit of CDR so he can launch a few more of his, not only Noxing Corrosive charges, but his Acid Hunters.
Yep. And he has actually decided to take a point in his ultimate, which I feel like this early on is a little bit surprising, but I guess he feels that he wants to use it for the all-in potential.
It's all bait. I mean, you have to respect the distance he can close. We've seen Urgots time and time again do it. Just right under the tower. It can make all the difference.
So
6.5 minutes.
Interesting that Kalista decided to stick around. Wanted to wait for a bit more gold to pick up the Phage. So now Celebrity has 2 Doran's Blades and that extra item on top, which is going to give Celebrity a fair amount of health, a fair amount of damage too, and will actually give him a bit more kite ability, which is going to be extremely valuable against this Urgot.
Yeah, as long as he's able to dodge the corrosive charges, Raider's going to get at least 1 more pot shot off. Celebrity does grab the health relic, pierce through. He's playing dangerous games here right now. There's a level disadvantage. He's got a lot of spears sticking in him, and they're going to get pulled right on out. Can't land another Acid Hunter.
Raider definitely feels like he's on the back foot. Celebrity is just managing these Ren stacks so effectively, constantly getting out with the superior trades, always forcing Raider on the back foot. And even though he's able to land a few of these Acid Hunters, Celebrity's just constantly disengaging, and Raider's really not getting very many advantages off the back of it. Yeah,
he's missing some minions too. It's rough. The timing window is just not quite where it needs to be for him, so he's losing out on farm very slowly but surely. 9 CS now, the difference, as he can't quite land an Acid Hunter onto Celebrity.
Thing is, though, in this situation, you have to realize the situation that you're in. If you're Celebrity, you can say, I can just keep playing the way I have been because I have the farm advantage, but it looks like they're going for the all-in.
Yep, that's the Ignite. Raider's gonna pop his ultimate. Celebrity just doesn't care about it. Double exhaust, but he just needs 1 more shot. The Rend is not enough! Takes his tower shot, but it forces Raider back.
So, that's pretty good for Raider. Both summoner spells have been used by Celebrity. He's going to try and clear this farm out as quickly as he can to get back to base and pick up a bit of extra gold. But Raider, you can see how difficult it is for him to win out in these extended trades because Celebrity is just getting stacks of Rend over and over and over again. And Raider, just if he misses a single E, that really does punish his ability to trade back.
Yeah, he's just hammering him right now, and the CS is starting to grow even further apart. Raider is scuttling as fast as he can back to this tower to just try and get the minions right off of it. Health Relic still available on both sides of the map. He really should be picking that further one out while he has a moment, but he's just going to stall out the wave.
Pickaxe has now been picked up for Celebrity. Double longsword for Raider, but the key thing to note is the severe lack of health potions. Celebrity actually stuck around a little bit longer, and he's changed it for a Vampire Acceptor. I think this was the smarter decision. You need the sustain, especially with the amount of poke the Raider is able to throw out, especially if you've got no health bots to keep you alive. And now with this Vampire Acceptor, you can just play the farm game. You are 8 CS ahead. Unless Raider can force you back, it is extremely unlikely that you're going to lose in terms of farm. And so Celebrity, he just has to play the waiting game at this point.
Yeah, it was a nice launch from Raider to try and get a little bit extra damage, but unfortunately, as he didn't clear the health relic, Celebrity is able to recover much of it. He has the lifesteal available to him, and Raider can't really afford to let this wave just keep pushing by itself anymore. The farm game is going to go in favor of Celebrities. Raider needs to find an answer. That Ignite will be key if he's able to punish the window.
The question is, can he get close enough? Because Celebrity's been doing a great job of just keeping Raider at arm's length. He's stacking up those Rens onto a single target, then passing it over to Raider, popping them for a nice trade that Raider isn't using his shield in time for, and it's just constantly going in the favor of Celebrity. So right now, the wave is pushing towards Celebrity's turret. This is a good opportunity for Raider because if he can just land the EQ combo, he can force Celebrity away from the turret. And we've already talked a lot about how the turret is so devastating at clearing away these minions and how much harder it becomes to farm underneath the turret.
Yeah. And he's even able to sort of predict that Celebrity's going to try to gun for the big minion, big cannon creep, and he's able to launch an Acid Hunter onto him, or rather after Noxing Corrosive Charge. Just keep on pushing, force him back from this tower. And he has caught up in farm, but this is a big wave here. Celebrity can grab it all. Dodging out.
Ooh,
Still
good
nails him
dodge.
with one Acid Hunter.
Really good dodge from Celebrity, but look, he's now been forced under turret. All Raider has to do is actually keep him away from farm, and he might be able to get ahead in the farm department. Oh, and now it's dead even. Raider's done a fantastic job. All he has to do is not miss a single farm right now, and they can play for 100 CS. Raider has somehow managed to close the gap, and who would have thought that this could very well come down to who has the better last hitting ability. And I mean, for 280 carries, what's more suitable?
Oh, he missed one though, he's down 2. This is so tense right now, Vedius. Raider is a little lower on the health. He's got his Ignite, but now so does Celebrity, and the exhaust is not quite back up for him yet, so the window is actually in favor of Celebrity. He's gonna nail that last minion, but now it's in the rush.
This is huge, Byron. Neither AD carry can afford to go back. You just have to force your opponent to miss a single CS, and that could be the determining factor, but there's pretty much only one wave left in it for Celebrity.
Oh man, this is so close. Cannon creep gets taken. Raider is going to be able to find that last one, but Celebrity, he just keeps pushing him back. He's got enough spears in it right now. Raider's a little bit low. There's that Ignite. You've got to be careful. Is this really going to come down to a kill after it's all said and done? He's got the tower range. Celebrity, he's exhausted. He's ignited, but there's so many spears, and it's first blood. Xin Zhao tends to do one thing.
When was the last time you saw Xin Zhao?
I don't know.
I haven't even
Silver
seen
4.
Does take one very seriously, and you can see how prepared he is. I feel like that he just understands this game mode perfectly. Taking the cleanse, using the sweepers, that was just, so far he's got a great understanding.
Here we go. QTV's hanging in the front. Carbon is just waiting for the first move to try and counter-strike in. But they're going to wait for the minions to spawn instead.
They're just going to play the patient game. Now, what has Carbon decided to start with? He's got the E. So he's got his audacious charge in. And now remember, his passive will actually do a lot in terms of the 1 versus 1, because it does give him a bit of extra damage. Or sorry, it reduces the armor of his target for 3 seconds to anyone that does have that 1 versus 1 dueling thing, which is, again, another fantastic 1 versus 1 thing. I feel like Carbon really has thought this out. He has done some serious research into being able to win the 1 versus 1.
And he's got the level 2. He's going to go for it here. Audacious charge in. Instantly, QTV's down to half health. Exhaust is on him. He gets the knock-up. Oh,
Very
man.
early cleanse, though, from Carbon. Not sure why he decided to burn that.
I think he was worried of the counter exhaust. QTV did not use either of his summoners in that case. So it's actually a good advantage for him if he can get his health back up. And you can see the tense look on the faces of the OCE players right now backstage.
Man, they are feeling the pressure. But Carbon, he does have the lead right now in terms of pressure. The minion wave is pushing towards QTV's turret. We've talked at length about how difficult it is to farm underneath the turret.
Goes in again. Oh, and this time he is under turret. He takes this shot. Exhaust, Ignite. Carbon is in some trouble. QTV knocks him back away. And he gets the health relic spawn.
Run!
Oh, he gets the kill.
Carbon,
no! First blood and a victory.
The heal, and also the heal gets crippled by the opponent's Ignite. So I like the barrier choice. You should be able to come out ahead if you go for a level 1 trade. And I actually think that Caitlyn's level 1 is very strong, especially if you stay in the brush, because of how easy it is to stack up twice for the team. They got themselves a win early on that could have been through farm, but he ended up getting the kill. And it is definitely an effective tool, using it to just stack up on the minions and throwing your Q out to land it on the back of your opponent to then get that big proc of damage. Now, it was easier against the Urgot because he was so short range and he always had to be within range of the minions, but Caitlyn has a much bigger advantage compared to the Urgot, so it's going to be much harder to get the harassment down.
Interesting. So he started the Piltover Peacemaker. Makes a lot of sense here, but he's just going for the minion farm. Doesn't actually try to nail the harass, and he's not taking advantage of the brush right now. A little surprised.
Well, his main goal for the early game is actually just to get the early push.
There we go.
To try and push his opponents underneath the turret, because this is something big that we see very often in the 1 versus 1, is just trying to force the minions underneath the turret because of how hard it is to farm.
Hold on, though. There's the Ignite, and it's level 1. He doesn't have his net available, but Levy is fighting right inside the minion. Swiffer, though, loses the trade here. He's going to stick around. This is dangerous.
He still has the barrier. He still has the exhaust. He's baited out that summoner spell. He just has to get that level 2 now. Once he gets E, he's going to be in a pretty good position, but Levy doing a great job of abusing the level advantage that he had.
Yeah, all the OCE players on the edge of their seats right now. It's all on the line for them.
GPL looking very tense as well. I mean, this is a big deal for them. They need to make their way into that 3rd seed if they want to move on to tomorrow. So getting themselves as many wins as possible is going to be big.
Yeah, big headshot and a Peacemaker as well. Levy is down to half health. He only has his exhaust available. Swiffer has both of his summoner spells available to him at level 3. Should get the traps. And he has a health relic spawn on top of him, but the CS advantage so far is for Levy.
Now Swiffer, he needs to be using his mana a little bit more aggressively right now because he is just getting shoved underneath his tower. He's going to lose a lot of farm here if he's not too careful, and I mean, losing that cannon is going to hurt him too. Yeah,
that's not good. You do not want that to be happening. 13 to 15 CS. It's still very close, but you can see it makes the big difference, and it nearly did in that Urgot Callista matchup earlier on. Swiffer's going to go in, gets the trap, gets the autos. Still, though, Ren's stacking up.
Ooh, double headshot coming out from Swiffer. Yeah. This is the sort of trading that you want to be going for. But just look at the farm difference. There's now 5 minions making their way towards Levy, and Swiffer's actually behind. So by prioritizing the trade, Swiffer is falling behind in terms of the CS differential. So he's going to have to try and make this work for himself, as actually he's going to force Levy back using the level advantage that he has. Swiffer's decided to take 2 points in his queue. Now, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this. Oh, he doesn't actually interrupt the back. That's going to hurt him.
Yeah, that's really rough right now. He took a little too much time. He is going to be able to shove this wave, but he's still, not too far ahead on minion waves, and it's going to be Levy's chance to pretty much kind of keep this push going. You can see both teams sitting in the back just waiting for it. A very, very tense moment here because this could decide our semifinals.
So, in terms of the gold, that's pretty even.
In terms of swords as well.
Swiffer actually picked himself up the long sword rather than going for a bit of sustain. Oh, he's going to trade it for boots and sustain now. I suppose it does make sense because if you do have that slight move speed advantage, it makes it easier to walk in and out of range and just dance around your opponent. Again, Caitlyn, big range advantage over her opponent. But you will be, I suppose in terms of damage, you're actually even with the Callista because you both have the Doran's Blade as well. So shouldn't be too bad for Swiffer. And with a big minion wave pushing in, he should be able to close that CS gap pretty quickly. But he needs to, this is what he needs to do. Prioritize on wave clear right now. It's a big wave. You can't afford to just be last hitting. You need to push, push, push.
Yeah. Trying to save the Peacemaker to see if he can get Levy. Oh, steals the health relic. He's going to net back, but look at that trade. It's working way better for Levy, and now the minion wave is crashing into turret. He's going to have to be very quick on the draw. Not losing any minions just yet. Nicely calculating that. Levy's actually backing in the brush, so he won't be spotted by Swiffer. It is so close in CS right now. But Swiffer's just playing the defense game.
Really smart from Levy. Just getting the offensive push down, then backing away, using this opportunity to pick himself up another sword, and now Swiffer's only going to have an awkward back timing.
Swiffer needs to put a trap on that health relic right now. Deny any chance of using it. He is going to net, and unfortunately Levy is going to take it away, but he does trade more damage than he was able to heal, so that's definitely going to help him. Close to level 6. Ace in the hole will be available.
Believe it or not, as long as Levy doesn't miss any farm right now, he's actually still going to be ahead in the farm department, even though he went back to base. So really good back timing from Levy, and he's actually got a sword advantage. And
Swiffer's missing farm.
Yep. So things right now in Levy's control. But you can see how much harder it is becoming for Levy to actually trade with this Caitlyn as time goes by.
Yeah, Swiffer steps up, a couple of minion harass. Ooh, he does get nailed with the Peacemaker. Levy on the way back, and that's level 6. He's going to ace in the hole, no dodging available. This should be Levy backing off. Now Swiffer, let's see if he can stop this and not give up any farm this time. There we go. Just force him back. You don't even actually have to do the damage. But he does take an erroneous tower shot. And Levy's going to stick around.
Yeah, I feel like he has to. This is going to be good for Swiffer because now he can go back, pick himself up some items. No, he's actually going to play hyper aggressively. He wants to try and get some damage down onto the turret. I feel like this is a bit of a mistake because, well, I mean, it can work out, but you're so low on mana. If Levy just decides to go for an all-in commitment, there's the potential for him to come out ahead largely because of the item advantage that he does have.
True. Gap close, though, just isn't that big enough right now for Levy, and he's got no flash.
Oh, this
available.
is big. This is massive.
Swiffer's taking away the health relic.
Okay.
Levy just cannot get in here, and he can start freezing this wave.
So I'm not sure if Swiffer timed that or if that was just a lucky break, but now Levy is forced to go back because there is too much of a big health advantage as well as mana advantage. Now Swiffer can just start pounding down onto that tower. He's also got the CS lead. So this is going to force Levy into a decision saying, I have to go for the all-in right now, or I have to get some kind of outplay where I can force Swiffer back.
Yeah, and Swiffer's actually sitting on quite a lot of gold. He could go if he wants to back and just get like a BF sword just for flat damage at this point. And he uses the Peacemaker to say goodbye to the last cannon creep, leaving it up to Levy. But that tower's close to half its health, and 7 minutes in, it's big farm advantage for the OPL side.
Yep, there's the BF Sword Pyro. You called it. He's even able to get himself a health bot, so things looking very positive for the Oceanic mid laner.
When you're 0-2 down, what do you need? Your best friend. Sword. It's good. Swiffer's going to be able to do a lot more damage with that. However, the Vamp Scepter does mean that Levy can stick a little longer. There's still Summoner even on both sides. Obviously, it's going to be all about positioning and manipulating those health relics. Unless it goes all the way down to the farm. Still a 7 CS advantage, 6 now, as Levy's pushing forward. Nets connects, the autos are big.
Just
Swiffer,
keep going.
oh, he tried to get the trap, but the arm time wasn't fast enough.
I'm surprised Swiffer just didn't keep committing that, because in terms of the actual trade, Swiffer came miles ahead, and now Levy's just going to be allowed to heal himself back up with the Vamp Scepter. He's going to back off and pick himself up the health relic, but Levy's being forced to use all of his mana. Pick up the health relic, man. Maybe he's decided that it's not worth it. Swiffer was hot on his heels, so he's going to be able to deny that. Pick that one up, and now Swiffer is in full control. Is he going to go for a blind Q?
He does, a little too late. Okay, so he's still going to be able to control this right now as he's pushing the wave instead of trying to freeze it back. Health relic, of course, not up anymore. Swiffer's going to go for the fast clear. And he's got a pretty big CS advantage. This is, oh man, this is oh so tense for both the teams. You can see, even in the lead, no comfort for OPL right now as the wave comes crashing into tower. He might actually win by tower.
I mean, he could just commit to it. He has a cannon minion. Levy feels he has to play aggressively, and now Swiffer is actually in a really good position.
Oh man, Swiffer hanging onto his net here, trying to see if he can punish Levy a little bit more, who's nomming on the biscuit. Has the Bilgewater Cutlass available for himself. Nets, autos. Only one spear sticking in him, a level advantage as well. This is looking great for Swiffer right now.
See, I feel like Swiffer now just uses the rest of his mana to go for a push, but Levy wants the all-in.
Yes, he does, and he's got the Ignite. Keeps on hopping forward. There's a barrier, there's an exhaust. This might be it. No.
He failed the Rend Pyro. That was a big problem.
Oh! Are you kidding me? No way! He doesn't want to be holding on to his relentless pursuit to dash out the way of the snowball. If he's able to save that for that moment, it's going to be hard for Swiper to get up in his face.
It certainly is. Well, maybe using it to spot Optimus in the brush. Really nice usage.
Gonna wait for the minions to start, though. No more face checking. That was all the silliness of the beginning. And Swiper could just launch a blind snowball in here, but there's always the chance. Optimus could dodge. I wonder if he's holding his skill. Let's see if he leveled up first. No, he did. He gets Piercing Light, so he can't actually dodge at level 1.
So he's just going to go for the early push. Just going to try and push the minion wave underneath the turret.
Swiper went early Devour. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, he's going to do exactly the same thing as Optimus. Like, oh, you're going to go for early push? Well, I'm also going to go for early push. But the big difference is Optimus has a range advantage, so all of his basic attacks force Swiper back to the turret.
Yeah, he's getting zoned off. He can't take these minions right now, and Optimus is just denying him constantly. That's not a good start for the OPL.
I mean, another big problem with taking your Devour first is the fact that it actually has a very large cooldown. So, yeah, sure, it can be used to clear out those minion waves, but in terms of the Piercing Light, you just don't have the same sort of pressure as a Lucian would.
Yeah, and since he's stuck on level 1, he doesn't have the great health to utilize right now. Optimus is going to get that level up, and it's already a big advantage, so he can play a much more controlled style. It's kind of funny, we see so many AD carries, and they're playing for the 100 CS.
Well, I don't know if he's playing for the 100 CS just yet, because in fairness, like, we've seen a lot of misfortune on misfortune level 1s. We've seen a lot of honestly crazy stuff happen early on, but Swiper, he's just going to be forced to play on the defensive because of the difference in champions that they're playing. So I don't expect too much bloodshed early on. It's really when Swiper hits level 3 that he might look to try and go for some kind of all-in. Something that you also have to know is Optimus has actually swapped towards the Flash. Now, I think this is a much safer option, especially when going up against the Tahm Kench. It will enable you to kite him much more, even if he is able to land the snowball. Yeah,
Swiper is able to get a little bit of CS back for himself, utilizing the Tongue Lash, getting the Devour off, but Optimus has stayed completely healthy throughout all of this. So now that he has level 3, it'll be curious to see what Swiper opts for. It's going to be hard for him to even target Optimus, who's taking advantage of his position in the brush.
Well, right now Swiper's just forced to sit underneath his turret.
Biding his time.
Yeah, having to sit in the cold, a little bit chilly. You know, I do wonder where all the snow comes from, given that it never actually snows.
I presume from the sky, but you got a good point. I don't have any existential answers for you, Vedius, unfortunately. All I know is that Swiper is in a load of trouble at the moment, and he's going to get the minion spit out just onto the wave. So he keeps trying to push this wave back, but you know, he is playing Optimus's game.
Well, I mean, Optimus just has to take his time now, right? He has a very obvious win condition of I can farm to 100 CS before you can. I can also take your turret before you can take mine. So Swiper's only option is to actually go for an all-in, and right now he's just taking way too much harass. He's pretty much out of mana already, and there is a 15 CS differential, and Swiper doesn't even have control over his health relic. So you can see the laugh on his face. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Someone please help me. And Optimus is even going to go back himself, so he's going to match the base timing. Swiper, without any real gold, is just going to force me to pick up more sustain, and Optimus is like, great, I can get more damage in my kit too.
Yes, and more swords is definitely going to beat a bit of jewelry. The Rejuve beat is only going to do so much right now. The Corrupting Potion's great, but Swiper has to start playing differently. Maybe this is all like a feint. Maybe he's just kind of playing back and trying to act like he doesn't know how to play Tahm Kench, and then all of a sudden, wham, eats you. That's really
that
the
would
only
be
way
the goal. He is now level 4. If he wants to try and go for an all-in, he has to do it relatively soon, because this Lucian is only going to get stronger and stronger, and missing skill shots is not a great way to start.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get a little better at that. And the snowball. So now there is no threat left. Swiper does get a tongue lash, but Optimus has his health relic right there, and he's just going to grab it once again. So Swiper posing a bit more of a threat, but is already a huge CS differential. There's a damage differential. Optimus is not worried at all about this.
No, he is not. And remember, for GPL, all they really need is as many wins as they can get to come over Brazil in the 1 versus 1.
This would put them over. If they can get this victory
guaranteed?
Right now. Yeah, I believe so. They just needed one more beyond winning the 3-2. Get that one confirmed. Yes, just hearing back from statistics, it is confirmed if they win this one, which means the next match, they can go out and be fun. But they have to put it away here. Optimus is looking to do just that. 44-21.
For those that were interested, Swiper did propose a Tryndamere on Tryndamere matchup.
That might have been a little bit more interesting. Oh, Optimus dashed right into a tongue lash, but look at how much damage he's got. He's just going to go full culling.
Going to full Swiper back. He does have the grey health. We'll give him a bit of regeneration back, but he is out of Corrupting Potion stacks. He is only level 5. He's just doing what he can to get a bit of farm, but this is not how you want to play Swiper. You have to be more aggressive. You have to be in Optimus's face, but he realizes the flash that is on top of Optimus right now, and he's just contemplating his options, and I honestly feel like he really doesn't have very many.
Yeah, well, he's just not making the play, unfortunately, and he even actually is spinning the minion away from the minion wave. So this is pretty much the opposite of what he needs to do to win.
And Optimus is just honestly playing beautifully underneath this turret. Every time Swiper tries to get anywhere near the minion wave, he's getting hard punished. Yeah. So this is going to be a slow bleed out for Swiper at this point. I don't even know if he has much gold to buy anything. Nope, he's constantly going to go on the defensive. Boots will help him close the gap a little bit. He does have the snowball up once more. Now that he's level 6 as well, he'll get a bit of additional damage, and he'll be able to get back into lane faster.
Yep. Not sure if it'll do him as much good. He does launch a blind snowball. Isn't able to connect on it, as Optimus is backing on top of the health relic. Shrine, Swiper's going to be able to pick his own up. That is just so rough for him right now, and Optimus is playing this out just about as flawlessly as he can as he goes back, picks up his Phage.
Now this seems to be a repetitive build path from the GPL squad, where they've gone for a very early Phage, and then they've built it into a bit of lifesteal. Largely it helps with the kiting, and I think that's exactly what you want to do against the Tahm Kench, because his only real option is to go for an all-in. And so if you have all these tools like the flash, the dash, also the Phage, it just becomes so difficult for the Tahm Kench to actually close the gap. So now Optimus, all he has to do is just continue dominating in the farm department, keep putting down that poke. Yes, Swiper, you're going to get tankier and tankier, but the damage has already been done. I mean, he's coming up to a 30 CS deficit. Yeah,
he needs to just get on top of him. If he can force the flash, he can try for it again in another couple, in a minute or two. But he's just not making the opening. He gets a couple of tongue lashes here or there, and Optimus is just going to shake it off like it's nothing. It's 68 to 35 CS, and you're nearly double at this point. He can just leisurely stroll up to this tower. He could even take that.
I mean, yeah, it's below 50% health right now. We're in a similar situation to what Levy was in the previous game, you know, like where you're down in farm, you're down in CS, your only option is to go for an all-in, and Swiper might be trying to do it right now.
He's trying. He's just going to force him back so he can take the health relic for himself.
Snowball.
Snowball is going to just go wide.
Yep.
Nice zigzag from Optimus as he takes his own health relic, and Swiper gets, you know, brief moment to farm up a little bit, but not a whole lot else he can do. He does get one tongue lash, he does get another auto, but he's eating the culling, and he's gonna have to pop his gray health. Eats him up, but he's ignited! Has to spin him back out! Gray health's on, but the minions are just too strong, and Optimus is dodging and ducking and diving, and that's it! Victory for Southeast Asia!
You can see on Swiper's face that
Well, does Karthus have a soul?
Yeah, it does. He obviously does, because you see it when he dies. He's
No,
just
that's just like a shade, really.
I suppose he is a Lich King.
Yeah, Liches don't have souls, so he's like the perfect counter to Thresh.
Well, we're about to find out if he can counter out. Reasonable way to start.
That's good, man. He's technically ranged, too.
I have a feeling he's actually running like 80 carry runes. He's actually got 0.65 attack speed, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't know the base attack speed of Thresh, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Looks like Rosie is practicing his lines for his next edition on The Voice Australia.
Yeah. I didn't realize Rosie was the singer type.
Yeah. I didn't either. I just made that up.
Well, there we are. So Ignite exhaust being used from both support players.
Ah, he's not able to get the Qs off. Oh, played back. Sends a few autos flying.
So what we do know is that the farm game surely is not going to be an option for both these players. It's got to be kill.
No, that's the only way to do it. The layaways keeps coming out, but it's not quite enough to finish those minions. There he goes. I kind of miss when it looked like a Skittle, but that's a pretty cool animation now.
It's just a fat Skittle now.
Yeah, full of death. It's a death Skittle.
As opposed to the previous Skittles that were just full of happiness and joy.
Yeah, well, the red ones were obviously the best. There's the flay, level 1. Remember,
he's going for the all-in, he's going.
Oh, they got Thunderlords proccing, exhaust, double exhaust, and they just hold it for a second. Ignite used by Rosie, he's going for it, but Ron.
Oh no, he missed the play!
The lane
Run!
Minions are not enough!
Oh, that was tense, Ron. Playing with our emotions.
Wow. I think that was single-digit health bars.
Yeah, it was. I thought that the minion might have been enough to actually get the kill.
Oh, Rose just... almost.
But Ron didn't use his Ignite, you see. The moment the Ignite came out from Rosie, he thought, right, I'm going to disengage now. But he didn't respect the minion damage that was coming out.
So here's the critical thing. Ron did not use Ignite. So he has the only summoner currently available for the next few minutes. And I'm not even going to talk about CS, because screw that. Ron is going to be getting back to base a little bit quicker, or getting back to lane a little bit quicker, rather.
Yeah, Ron actually used his back to buy more health bots.
Yeah, this game ain't going long.
Rosie has gone to go buy himself the Fairy Charm.
Makes sense. You want to get yourself a little bit of mana regen early on, so you can keep on spamming the layways. I'm curious if he just maxes that. He does take the Defile, so if they do get into a fight, he turns it on. There we go. Gets his health relic. Point blank hook. There's a big wave here, though. And remember, Ron's got Ignite. He's standing in the layway.
Oh,
Ron is gonna